Well, what is up, North students? Man, that's Sophia. Hey, camera guys, I probably should have warned y'all a little bit. I do like to move around a lot, but y'all should be used to that with Pastor Sawyer. Like, I know that already. But real quick, I just wanted to give a little bit of honor to y'all's pastor, your youth pastor. By the way, if it's your first time here tonight, you owe it to yourself to come back. I'm obviously not your youth pastor. You need to come back and hear Pastor Sawyer. But Pastor Sawyer, you've quickly become one of Bailey and I's like closest friends in ministry, and we just love you. And every time I'm up here, anytime I'm up at North Church, like sometimes I hope y'all will just like adopt us, and like we can just, like I'll serve in the parking team, wherever you guys want me. Man, you guys are so blessed to have somebody like Pastor Sawyer as your youth pastor. Give it up. Absolutely. Man, really, y'all got Pastor Rodney, Pastor Clint, Pastor Sands. Y'all got all these amazing pastors. And man, we just love North students and all that God is doing in and through you guys. And if we could we throw up that picture of my family? I want to introduce y'all. I know. This is my beautiful bride, Bailey, my oldest daughter, Eliana, my youngest, Mags, and y'all. We got one more on the way. Come on. I thought it was gonna be a boy, for real. But I got another girl coming, so I'm gonna need some prayer. I am running out of money so fast on makeup, it's crazy. But I just wanna know, you can just leave that photo up for a little bit. I wanna know how many of us, maybe we grew up kind of the same. Like, I don't know, sometimes I'm in like the mall or at the movies and I'm like people watching, I just wonder stuff like this. I wonder how many of us, we kind of grew up the same. And here's how we'll know. Like we're gonna find out that even though I was like born in a totally different city, different zip code, different time, like 95, I guess that was a little, yeah. I wanna find out if we grew up the same. And here's how we're gonna find out. If you can finish any of these phrases, we'll know we kind of grew up the same. Okay, the first one, if you know it, go ahead. If you grew up with the same mom I did. Boy, put that back. Money don't grow. Look at that. Same mama. Every one of us. How about this one? Oh, close the door. Okay. That one's new. Close the door. Were you born? Okay, I got a few of y'all, a few cousins out there, okay. How about this one? This is how you knew if your mom. My mom wasn't scared to get the belt, okay? If my mom ever said this, I knew I was in trouble. Boy, I brought you into this world. Same mama, same mom. Isn't it crazy we can grow up like so different area, different city, but a lot of the same stuff, like we all were raised pretty much the same. And I wonder how many of you, we all grow up kind of hearing the same thing. I wonder how many of y'all have ever maybe heard any of these things. Things like, man, you're always messing up. Like you're always messing this up. I wonder how many of y'all maybe ever heard, you're still struggling with that? Like you're still struggling with that addiction? And it's not that maybe even people are saying it to us. Hello, maybe it's that it's like this voice in our head, like maybe we're the ones saying it to ourselves, like you're still struggling with this? How about this one? For those of you who maybe you've done something wrong and then you go to God and you're like, God, if you will forgive me, like I promise, God, I won't do that again. I won't go hang out with those friends anymore. I won't do that stuff anymore. God, if you will just forgive me, I won't do that anymore. But then you found out you were a little bit more broken than you thought you were, and you did it again. But then that voice kind of gets back in your head saying, can God forgive someone like me again? Come on, can God forgive someone like me again? Tonight, if you're taking notes, I want you to write down the title of our talk. I want to talk to you about the God of again. the God of again. If we could you throw that photo up one more time of my family? See, if I told you, let me just start with this. I picked that photo on purpose because that is like the best photo of my family we have, okay? I ain't about to come to North Students and show you all the pictures deep in the camera roll where actually my girls are fighting, okay? I'm not gonna show you, like, you know how we do on Instagram where we post like the best photos? Like, this is like the best photo that I got that showcases my family. And if I asked you, based off this one photo, kind of draw a conclusion about like my life. Like, if you had to look at this photo and just take a guess about the life of Pastor Trent, you'd probably say stuff like, well, man, it looks like he's happy. Looks like he's joyful. Like, it looks like maybe he's lived kind of a good life. And all of that is true. But the thing is this photo was years in the making. Like, this photo took a lot of time. I wonder how many of you, if we could look at the like Instagram of your life, you've got some of those photos that you like to show everybody. But the truth is if we could go deeper in the camera roll, that maybe there's some stuff that you don't want posted, that you don't want nobody to know about. If I had your phone, hello, for 2 minutes, and I could scroll through and see what you were doing maybe last weekend, see who you were texting and maybe what websites you were deleting because you didn't want anybody to know that. Come on, so many of us, we show people the good picture of ourselves, but really sometimes we got some stuff going on behind the scenes. I want to tell you guys a little bit about my story, if that's okay. See, whenever I was younger, I did not look like this. When I was younger, I was chasing all the wrong things, doing all the wrong stuff. And what's funny about that is my dad was actually a pastor. So like, I grew up in the right place. Like, I was at church all the time. Isn't it funny, you can grow up in the right place and your heart be far from him. Some of you could be at North Students every week and your heart be far from him. This was really the story of my life. So many of the weeks that we were at the church, I remember I knew all the right things to say. Come on, I grew up in the church. I knew all the right stuff I was supposed to say. I knew how I was supposed to act. I knew what songs to jump to. I knew all of that because I grew up in the church, but my heart was so far from God. And tonight I want to talk to those of you who you feel like you're in that a little bit. Like, I'm not really here to talk to those of you who you just like to wild out, go party, abuse God's grace, none of that. I'm here to talk to those of you who you really are trying to do this thing right. You're in the right place, but you're finding out that there's still some brokenness and there's some things going on behind the scenes. And maybe you're even the one that, like I said earlier, you come and you say the prayer, God, if you'll forgive me of this, I will never do it again. But then you do it again. I came to preach to some of you tonight that you would say, that's me. That I'm the one that I grew up, this is me personally, I grew up, I can't tell you how many times I would go to church and I would do all the church things and then I would go home and I would struggle with trying to live this thing out. I would struggle with trying to do what was right. I knew the truth, I grew up around it, but I was running the wrong way. Matter of fact, just about 13 years ago tomorrow, at the age of 16, just down the road over here at a church camp, I gave my life to Christ. Yeah. And isn't it funny that we clap for that, but the truth is once I actually gave my life to Christ, I feel like the walk got harder. Anybody relate to that? Like, it's like before, I just kind of did whatever, I kind of faked it, I did whatever, but then I gave my life to Christ, and it's like it got harder. I'm talking to those of you tonight who that's the walk that you're in. I want to talk to some of you about what do you do whenever you're trying to do it right, you're in the right place, you're trying to live right, and you keep choosing what's wrong. You keep choosing what's wrong. Can God really forgive someone again? Can God really forgive someone again? I want to talk to you with the time I have left about this Old Testament guy. His name's Hosea. Everybody say Hosea. I want to talk to you about this lady named Gomer. Everybody say Gomer. See, the children of Israel, at the time that this story takes place, the children of Israel have kind of turned away from God. They're actually chasing after like false gods. The God who delivered them from Egypt, the God who delivered them from the hands of Pharaoh, the God who split the sea so that way they could walk through it. And now the children of Israel have turned from that God and they are going after false gods. They knew God and they're going after false gods. I want to talk to you just for a little bit about the fact that these children of Israel knew what was right. Come on. And they chose what was wrong. And God, through the life of Hosea, says, Hosea, I'm going to use your life as an illustration of what my love looks like when people choose what's wrong. I'm going to use your life, Hosea, as an illustration of what my love looks like for the children of Israel. So get this. God tells Hosea, I need you to go marry a prostitute. Ooh, for real. God tells Hosea, I need you to go marry a prostitute. And it kind of makes sense though, doesn't it? Because the children of Israel, in a way, that's what they're doing to God. That's what they're doing to God. They have turned to false gods. So God tells Hosea, go and marry a prostitute. Go and marry a prostitute. And like if you think about Gomer in this case, like Gomer, she was doing all the wrong things. And then you got this guy, Hosea, just like this good Christian guy, like good guy, just doing what God tells him to do, goes and finds Gomer. Come on, marries Gomer. Like if you're Gomer, like bro, you just hit a home run. Like you have been choosing all the wrong things. Come on, but then God tells this guy to come and get you. Like if you're Gomer, you've crushed it. As a matter of fact, after they get married, they have a couple of kids together. Like life seems to be pretty good until they have their third kid. And a lot of scholars believe that third kid might not have actually been Hosea's. And so we see that even though Gomer has everything that she needs in Hosea, maybe she's kind of stepping back into some broken patterns. Maybe she's kind of going back into some old ways. Scholars believe that their third kid might not have even been Hosea's. And the story goes that one night Hosea, he just kind of wakes up and I guess he looks over and he realizes that like Gomer's not there. Like she's just not there. And I wonder how long maybe he like sat waiting for her to come back before he realized like she's gone back and she's chosen her old life and she leaves him with the 3 kids. And I just see like a modern telling of this story, like Hosea is now taking the kids to soccer and drum lessons and Norse students, like. And I just think about Gomer in this, how she had everything. Like, hello, like she was a prostitute making all these terrible decisions. And here comes this guy, Hosea, brings her over. She's got the house, the kids, but in her brokenness, she goes back. And we don't really know how long she was gone. Scripture doesn't really tell us how long until one day God speaks to Hosea. Now remember, this is all supposed to be an illustration of God's love for the children of Israel. One day God speaks to Hosea. He tells Hosea, can you throw that verse up for me, please? Hosea chapter 3, verse 1. It says, then the Lord said to me, go and love your wife again. The God of again. Go and love your wife again. Even though she commits adultery and she's actually with another lover. This will illustrate that the Lord still loves Israel, even though the people have turned to other gods and love to worship them. Even though, how many times have we been in the right place and chose the wrong thing? And if you're here tonight wondering, can God forgive someone who made the mistake again? The same still stands true, that he sent Hosea again to go find Gomer. Let's talk about that for a minute. Scholars believe that what Hosea finds Gomer in when he goes to look for his wife, who ran away from him, scholars believe that she was most likely being sold into slavery. I just want to put some attention on Gomer for a minute. And I can't help but think what this must have been like for Gomer. Like if you get the picture, she's standing in chains. She can't free herself. Like, can you imagine what some of the evil things are being said about her as she's standing and she's gonna be sold to the highest bidder? And I imagine what's running through her mind the whole time is, I had everything when I was with Hosea. Like, look how far she has fallen as she stands in her chains. And I just imagine as people are walking around her, like, I'm not bidding for her. Like, she's damaged goods. Like, are you serious? Like, I'm not paying anything for her. Like, what was some of the evil things that she must have heard as she's standing there? She's got the chains around her wrist, and I can just imagine somebody come up and be like, I'll give 10 for this one, for all the stuff I've got planned for us for later. I can imagine her head is down as she's just thinking about how far she has fallen. When all of a sudden there's a voice like way in the back that just shouts, like, I'll triple what that man just offered. I'll empty my pockets. I can imagine Hosea running to the front as he empties his pockets, and I can just imagine as Gomer is standing there. And she's probably not even wanting to look up as she hears the voice of Hosea, the one she left, the one she ran back to her old life from. As she hears him emptying his pockets to buy back what was already his. I just imagine if I'm Gomer for a moment and I'm sitting here and I'm hearing all this play out, I probably can't even look up. I don't even want to look at Hosea because I know as soon as Hosea brings me back, I'm going to get in trouble. He's going to yell at me. Come on, how many of you, that's how we do God? We make a mistake, we do something wrong, and we have this voice in our head, God's going to shove me away. He's going to throw me out. But something interesting happens when Hosea demands they take the cuffs off of his wife. He doesn't go pointing a finger at Gomer. He doesn't go and start shaming her for the thing that she had done. But rather what he does is he renews his vows to her again. Come on, we're talking about the God of again. He renews his vows to her again. He says, you are going to come and live with me for the rest of your days. Come on, I need some of you to hear this tonight. You have made mistakes. You have chosen things wrong. You were in the right place. Your heart was far from him, and you have been wondering, can God forgive someone like me again? He's the God of again. If he will send Hosea to go find his wife, who Get this. Like if you don't get anything else from tonight, get this. She chose what was wrong. She chose what was wrong. So many of us, we are in the right place. So many of us, we're in the right place, but sometimes we choose what's wrong. And I need you to know that He is the God of again. And if tonight you are in here and this has been your story this last few weeks, this last few months, where you have been battling this voice in your head that is telling you, God is done with you, you chose wrong again, I'm telling you tonight, I need you to get this in your heart. He is the God of again. Tonight, if you need hope again, if you need peace again, if you need forgiveness again, He is the God of again. The best part about this story is that Hosea is really a picture of Jesus. Hosea's very name actually means, get this, salvation. It's a picture of Jesus. And I don't know what things maybe have gone on in your life, what stuff maybe you are battling. And I know that so many of us, we already found out, we hear a lot of the same things. We grew up hearing a lot of the same things. So I know if it's true for me, it's got to be true for you. That sometimes that voice in our head tells us we are not worthy of His forgiveness again. But the same way God told Hosea to go, God sent His only Son. He sent His only Son so that whoever would believe in Him, whoever would just turn back to Him, would be forgiven again. If you guys would, just bow your heads and close your eyes tonight. Here in just a moment, we're gonna do kind of like an altar call, and I'm actually gonna count down from 3 here in just a moment. And maybe you're here tonight, and at the end of this countdown, when I get done counting down, maybe it's you and you need to make things right with God again. If we could get members of the prayer team and some leaders, if you guys would, come make yourself available at the front. If that's you tonight, and you know that you have been in the right place, but doing some of the wrong things, there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. He is waiting on you to come back to Him again. So tonight, when I get done counting, what I want you to do is I want you boldly to come to the front. If you need peace again, if you need hope again, if you need healing again, come to the front and find a leader. 3, God loves you. He cares about you. He knew you in your mother's womb. He is not done with you. 2, this is your moment. I don't want you thinking about what anybody else will think. None of that matters right now. When I say 1, I want you to boldly come to the front. 1, let's go.